Let's go.
I already mentioned Poland. Poland was under Russian control for decades after the Second World War. When I was a kid, I looked at the United States not only as a most powerful country, richest country in the world, the country that has great music, great movies, great muscle cars, but also as a force for good. And now I'm talking with my friends in Poland, and they are worried that you align yourself too much with Putin. What's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal? It doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way, so that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied it, our parts.
Let me go back to, let's go back and watch what JD says, all right? What Vice President says.
I'd be so tough, but you're never going to get a deal that way, so that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
So, all right. After watching that part right there, right? I got to circle back. Right? Monica D, Miss Freckles, everybody else, like, what in that 10 seconds that JD Vance said that was full of testosterone, which was offensive, what did he say that was wrong? Like, I didn't hear him put any blame on Ukraine either. He put the blame on the former president, Joe Biden, right? He says they thumped their chest and wanted to fight, and it's not going well. Let's try to engage in diplomacy. Yeah, I says you haven't gotten into it yet. I see that. But who escalates it? Right? So, because I've seen this, but so far he just said, Why are we keep fighting? Let's try to do diplomacy. Let's try to figure something out. Right? That's what I'm seeing so far. Now, this what happens.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied it, our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014 is
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversations, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him. Me, like a new president in 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel. We signed ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broke the ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of
So, from what Zelenskyy just explained, he said they in 2014, Russia took Crimea, right? I remember when that happened. And then he says, we signed a deal in 2019, right? Which was, he didn't say anything about 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019 comes, right? Signs a deal in 2019, which is some type of agreement with Russia. And in 2020, 2021, Russia breaks that deal and does whatever they want. And they invade, right? Which it sounds like Zelenskyy is disappointed in the 2020 election results. It sounds like he has some regrets for the 2020 election results, because he sounds like he's saying, you know, you might have been right. We might have still had our country and not been at war if the 2020 election results were just slightly different. I don't know. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. All right. Let's get to the fireworks. You guys ready for the fireworks? Let's go.
Diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
And the question of I understand you might have a language barrier, right? But I think everybody knows when you ask the VP, what diplomacy are you talking about? That is some disrespectful type. That to me, that is some disrespectful type stuff right there. You're like, what type of diplomacy are you talking about? Like, look, but see, they handled it a lot better than I would have handled it. So I give them credit for that.
You have been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have.
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people in your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning. Sure. First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it.
I took this as a threat, by the way. I took this as a threat.
In the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You
God bless. You are not in the war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what
You're in no.
He's like, hey, Mitch, that is something you would pull. Mitch, you would pull this move right here. He's like, I'm not telling you what's going to happen. I'm just answering a question. Like, look, you little son of a. He's like, I'm not telling you what's gonna happen. I'm just answering a question. I'm like, oh, you son of a.
Position to dictate what we're gonna feel. We're going to feel very good. We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself.
What does it mean to feel influence? So first you said there was an ocean separating us, right? But you will feel it. You will feel it. But then it's like, oh no, I only meant you're gonna feel influence. What? What does that mean? What does that even mean?
To be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about
it. From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't.
And that part right there, we're not playing cards. I'm like, you just digging yourself in a deeper hole. We're not playing. Okay.
You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. It's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said.
You see, he waited too long to say, with all respect. He waited. He should have said that at the very beginning. Then he could have said whatever he wanted, but he never said with all due respect. He never said respectfully. He never said with all respect. It's all the way at the end. Once they get into the screaming match, he's like, with all respect. Like, no, that was supposed to be at your very first line when talking to Vice President JD Vance. You should have said, with all due respect, Vice President JD Vance. And then you say whatever you want. But you waited till now you're in a shouting match. You can't say within a shouting match. Come on. He should have watched Talladega Nights, right? If you're not first, you're last.
Have you said thank you once?
This entire meeting?
No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you?
Today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big.
See, you might try to say language barriers. That is some disrespectful stuff. Like what he just did right there. What he just did right there was when Skip told Shannon Sharp, put your glasses back on. He said, you think speaking loud, he said, JD, put your glasses back on. He told JD, lower your tone. And JD was not even yelling. Do you think speaking loudly, just
Big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No,
Can
you've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of
We are
coming out
staying-
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said thank
stupid
you.
president, 350.
you've been alone. Okay. If they've been, you know what? I had a relative, right? I had a relative who was living with me, eating my food, drinking my water and my energy drinks, taking long showers, hot showers, not paying anything. And they had the audacity to say, you're not helping me with anything. You're not helping me with anything. Well, you know how we resolved that? You know how we resolved that problem? We're like, well, you gotta go. Now we're really not helping you with anything. I'm just saying.
$50 billion.
You
We
voted
gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment.
You
And
voted
you
for
men
your
are brave, but they had to use our military
What about
equipment.
you?
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks. Of course, yeah.
And I'll tell you this. If you are ever in my house and we're having a conversation and you do one of these things to what I'm saying, you better go. You don't even wait for me to ask you to leave, all right? You do not when I'm if you're in my house and we're speaking and you just swipe me away, it
How dare you?
just don't do it. Don't do it.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I tell you.
Just say thank you.
I said a lot of times
that there,
thank you to American people.
Except that there are disagreements.
And do you see how he's snapping like I said a lot of times, and it's like, well, yeah, you said it to the American people, but like you're speaking to the American president right now, and you're getting very feisty. You're getting very feisty.
And let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you
You're
the-
running
I
low
know.
on soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't play
you're
this,
running
Mr.
low on
President.
soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go.
I will admit, I be doing that. I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I be doing that. Whenever I'm making fun of somebody, I'm like, oh, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I do that myself, I have to say.
And I wanted this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a
with
ceasefire
guarantees.
because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
It doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what
That wasn't
this
with me.
means. It
That was with
wasn't
a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your-
with,
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets.
How do you, that? Okay, language barrier or not, that comment is stupid. That's the president you voted for. Okay, the president that we voted for gave you a bad deal. All right, so what? All right, so now you have a new person to deal with, and I don't know. For me, a ceasefire, even if it's broken 100 times, is let's stop fighting for a week. Let's try to figure this out amicably, right? By the way, I learned the word amicably by watching the 40-Year-Old Virgin, which when Kevin Hart and I forgot the name of the guy in the movie, but they were about to fight. Things just got real. All right, and literally things just got real.
And I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make,
Um,
because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you
but
saying?
what
She's
if
asking, what if Russia
Putin
breaks the ceasefire?
This was a hilarious answer. This was a hilarious answer.
But
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
But they have
Okay?
weapons to
What if they
stop it.
broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me.
But hold
Let me
on.
tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if he can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that. All right, we'll see what we can do about putting it together. Thanks.
All right, so that's it. All right, we went way over time, but this was amazing. This was absolutely amazing. Let's go back to full screen, but that's everything. I'm not even gonna go to like the when he got he got kicked out of the White House. That was crazy. When they said, I was seeing like, so we're getting reports that he got kicked out. He was told to leave. Look, I cannot be president. All right. Anyways, let's read the chat. I'm definitely gonna have to chop this one up.
I used to roam those crowded streets where all the ghosts I know, but I'm a torch to every bridge, ain't scared to let them go. I got my past in the rear view mirror, all the voices couldn't be any clearer. They say don't burn bridges, don't you dare. I got dynamite, I just don't care. Blow them up, let the pieces fly. Watch the dust settle underneath the sky. Never look back, keep my head held high. No more tears, I won't cry. They say make amends, learn to forgive. I know what it takes to truly live. Cut the ties and watch me thrive. This is my life, I won't just survive. Blow them up, let the pieces fly. Watch the dust settle underneath the sky. Never look back, keep my head held high. No more tears, I won't cry. They say that time can heal the wounds, but I'm not one to wait. Patience lost in the inferno, burning past debate. Each step away, another layer peeling off my skin. Emerging from the ashes, ready to begin. Memories like shadows, they fade away. Couldn't weigh me down on my brightest day. Goodbye to the old, I'm breaking free. No regrets, this is the new me. Blow them up, let the pieces fly. Watch the dust settle underneath the sky. Never look back, keep my head held high. No more tears, I won't cry. Just don't look back. The past is just a memory in gray and black. Keep walking forward, leave the wreckage far behind. I'm setting fire to every bond that tried to hold my mind.
just don't look back. The past is just a memory in gray and black. Keep walking forward, leave the wreckage far behind. I'm setting fire to every bond that tried to hold my mind.